Awesome. We are now live. This is so much fun. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girls Guide to Greatness. I am your host, Rebecca Shipp, and I am super excited about our guest today. Her name is Kristiane, and Kristiane Charrier. Did I say that right, Kristiane? Charrier? And she is a style and personal branding expert. She's hailing from Houston. She's married. She has 2 kids, and she is rocking it out with her business. I absolutely love her profile. If you haven't checked out her profile yet, you guys need to go check it out. It's so colorful, vibrant, and she knows her stuff. So, Kristiane, welcome to Girls Guide to Greatness.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, of course, you already know I just love having amazing women on my show. And we got a chance to talk not too long ago, and I just love all the things that you're into. So I would love for you to actually share with the audience exactly what image consulting and branding, what is that exactly?
So, what you want to know what image consulting is. So,
Yeah, what exactly you do? Yeah.
I'm going to basically take explain go from a word that people mostly know, right? Personal stylist, right? So the difference between a personal stylist and an image consultant is that the personal stylist is going to take care of all the aspect of the external aspect, the clothing, the styling, everything. In the image consulting, we get a little bit deeper. We go from the inside and out. So we go from the inside to outside. So we want to know your goals, we want to know your personality, we want to know, your preferences. We need to understand your lifestyle, your needs, and then we help you identify the colors, the pieces that enhance your body.
Yeah,
We actually get deeper, right? So
that's
image
good.
marketing is everything about inside and out branding image in general. So we don't only talk about the styling aspect, we also talk about the business, the career, the image, the reputation, right? The personal brand.
That is amazing. That sounds great because then from all of that information, you're able to kind of have a more complete package, right?
Exactly. And also because your external expression is just a little part of who you are. So most of the time you have more, all the informations are inside. And if we really want to do a sustainable work from outside, we really need to dive deeper. Because no matter if it doesn't matter me telling you, oh, Rebecca, you need to dress like this and that and that. If it doesn't fit the person you are, you might follow this for a week or 2 weeks or even a month, but after that you will be lost again, and you will need help again. What we do in image consulting is really making sure that the person is going to have tools that is she's going to be able to use for the long haul, so it's not a one-time thing.
Oh, I like that. That's actually important because, your personal style might be a certain way now, but then as you evolve and as your business evolves, it can transition into something different. So having those tools and resources always on hand is going to help really marry those two together, right? That's
Exactly.
awesome.
And you don't have only your life, you already you also have the biologic aspect. Like we get old.
Oh, yeah.
We do. We get
Yeah.
old, so your interest, your aspiration, and even your body, your physique, your skin color, all those things can change actually. So we really need, like, the haircut you have today might not be appropriate in a few years. The hair color you have today might not go well in a few years once you start getting older and your skin
Yeah.
tone basically change tone, right? So
So why is it important for like entrepreneurs now who are out there and mostly online? Is it still important for them to even have an image, even though we're really not meeting with people face to face anymore?
oh,
Yeah, is it still important? And how can people? Yeah, I guess you could describe some of the importances of why people need image consulting. Why do they need these services? How's it going to help them?
basically they're gonna, like I just say, those services are gonna help them to really uh, understand themselves better from the inside so that they know how to use those elements to show up and really make sure that whatever they show, whatever message they share with the audience is really, really close to who they are. Because, I always like to tell a little story of a friend of mine. She's a wellness coach in Paris, and she's very shy in real life, right? So on social media, she tends to be very friendly, which is not her, right? So what happened is that one day we were working in the grocery store, and one of her followers recognized her. And the girl just naturally came to her and said, "Hey, my friend, how are you, my lovely?" And those. And then my friend was shocked because this is not her. Like in life, she doesn't call people lovely. She doesn't call people my friend, those things. So she was really like, And then that girl, she noticed the difference. She saw that, there was there was a moment. I think you could read the disappointment on her face, because she did not, expected that reaction from that
Right.
girl who normally calls her lovely every time. So it is important to really know who you are, identify your personality,
Right.
identify how you can get the maximum of your image without being someone else. It's really important, because this is what is going to send that consistent
Right.
message to your audience. Because if you share something, or let's say, I'm going to first talk about when you share something else, right? Something that is different of who you really are, right? So when you share that, the people, your people will just get a wrong message, and they will think you are someone, and they will expect, not necessarily that they will expect more, but they will expect what you show them. And when they get closer to you, because at some point, whether we are in social media or not, we need at some point, to really get closer to people and know they understand a little bit better about the universe, what they have, you know. And then when that person comes close to you, the
Yeah.
person will be like Lucy and her floor, like disappointed, like, oh my god, why, she's so different. But when you have, like, now let's talk about the person who just don't use this powerful tool, because your image, you need to understand that it only takes 1 minute for someone to get a first impression of you, right? And
Right.
70% of that minute is based on your appearance. There is nothing we can do about that, because that's just a human's brain. You cannot change that. The only thing you can do is make sure that the first impression that that person gets from you is close to who you really are. So that's where our job, like our work, is actually based, like, right? As entrepreneurs, we need to make sure that, okay, whatever we decide to share with people, if it's 20% of us or 80% of us, whatever, people will have a first impression. No matter what we want them to get or know, they will have a first impression. Now we want to make sure that the first impression they get is exactly who we are. Like, if
Yes.
you are someone conservative in your style, you might take care of clothing. You won't be using a lot of colors, for example. You might use different type of designs, right? You won't use neckline, open neckline, those things, because we through this style you can show the people, we can see by looking at you, we can have an idea about your personality. When you look at someone who's colorful, that person might be creative, right? It's kind of,
Right.
yeah. So whether you want it or not, people will have a first impression of you. And your job as an entrepreneur, and whoever, is to make sure that the impression they got from you is close to who you are, right?
Yeah, I love that because, when I was actually starting, I kind of shifted into a different space. I was in the, corporate world, and I did like health and coaching on the side. When I shifted over to becoming an entrepreneur, I was really trying to find my voice, my mission, my message, like you said, that was really true to who I was. And so I kind of like stumbled along there, trying everything, I'm following exactly what my coaches tell me to do. And, all the marketing, you should see my earlier days in marketing because it was all over the place. One day it would be in your face and excited, the next day be calm and collect, And so I was really trying to really figure out who I was and how I really wanted to show up, like you said, on a consistent basis. And then I found it. The clients that I work with, they always say, Rebecca, you have this high energy about you. You're always smiling. You're always positive. And to me, that's who I am. That's my true essence. And so I really wanted to play on that and build that up because that's who I really am and that's who I show up in the world. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes totally sense. That's the best thing to do, actually. In my opinion, like, to be really consistent in your messaging, your image, I mean, whatever you're using there to send your message to your audience, the best way, the most sustainable way is really being who you are. Because honestly, it's easy. Like, if you're someone who can laugh, like, naturally, like, just be that person, and then people will like it or not. But the people who are means to be yours will love it. That's just how it is, right? So,
I love this.
and those people, the people who just don't use this, let me tell you something. Like, your image, even on social media, people get attracted to you by a photo, by what they see on your profile, your profile. But and you cannot change this. You cannot lie. You cannot traffic this. I don't know if this expression is like no, normal in English, but we say trafficking is like, when I don't know how you will say that.
Oh, kind of like being deceitful. You're not procrastinating, but you're perpetrating. You're kind of two-faced. You show one appearance, but you're really like something
Exactly.
else.
Yeah, exactly. Something like
Something
that.
like that.
And you cannot really do that, because when people get like, when you have like a strong image presence, like you are aligned with who you are from the inside, people will see that. It's
Right.
just energy, it's just energy. You will have a different energy that people will see, you know.
Yeah.
So whenever you have this out there, people, just by looking at your profile on social media, will know, will see, will get attracted or not, you know. So
Right.
it's important to really take care of those little details. Make sure that what we are sending out as a message in our communication actually represent who we are.
Okay. So that brings me to my next question, Kristiane. And I'm loving this, by the way. This is really good stuff. So if the audience right now listening, they really wanted to kind of align their current message, their mission, and their branding in more center to who they are, could you give them a few tips on how to do that, whether it be, on the inside or the outside? Anything that you could deliver to them that they might be able to actually implement today?
Oh, so so basically, the first thing they can do is that they have to make sure that they know who they are. Like, they can just ask, observe, what are the things that they like, what are the things that they don't like. When you're doing things, I'm talking about the business area, right? When you're doing things in business, sometimes by doing some practice, you know that those practices are not in your values, right? They need to know their values. This is super, super important. The first thing,
Okay.
you need to get deeper inside and know what values are really important for you, the type of values that you cannot live without. Like, it's so, so important. It's not your values, your lifestyle. How do you want to live? Like, how do you want to, what type of life do you want? Are you living right now? And what type of life do you want? So, your value, your lifestyle, your goals, right?
Okay.
When you have defined this is the inner, the inner structure we're going to see, like the foundation. Now you're going to go out and see, what are you transmitting to people? How can what type of emotion you want to transmit to people? Like, you just say that you are happy, positive. So what kind of emotion you want to share with your audience, with your people, with people around you? Do you want to be inspiring? Do you want to be someone joyful, that when someone say you, the person is just like, ah, yeah, yeah, let's have fun? Do you want to be that person? What emotion do you want to transmit to people, right?
Mhm.
Once you know this, you're going to go back and see, now, how can you, in a styling aspect, how can you transfer these, how can you express those emotions? We have a power of, like, one of my favorite topics is colors. Colors are so, so powerful for that, because each color will send a specific emotion. So once you know the type of emotion you want to send to people, You need to make sure that, okay, you know how to use colors, for example, elements, shapes, forms in your branding that are going to relate, transmit that emotion. If you want to show that you're joyful, energetic, yellow is a good color. If you want to show that you are someone who is more like a spiritual alignment, purple might be a good color. If you want to show that you are someone who is really aware about the environmental, sustainability and those things,
Right.
I like to use green. Then you need to go on your audience, in your field, what type of colors people use, how those people transmit, communicate those, the elements. You're gonna see that too, and then you make sure that you choose something that is at the same time aligns to who you are, aligns to what your audience is going to understand, because it doesn't make any sense you deciding to talk to them if it's not in a language that they will understand, so we really
Yeah.
need to make sure that we speak our audience languages. So you can the work you do is from the inside. You check that, and then you have different ways to apply on your physical aspect. I just released a quiz that the person can use to discover her personal brand style in 3 minutes. It's 12 questions.
Oh,
The person,
wow.
yeah, the person just have 12 questions, and then after the quiz, the person will receive an ebook full of insight. So I share about colors according to the personality type. I share about the colors that are in that, personality emotion. I share about the font, imagery, texture, quotes, even quotes. So the person can do that. And next week we have a training coming up after the quiz, so that the person can use the quiz result to style her personality, shoot, and edit from the phone. So the person can, whoever is watching us right now and want
Hmm.
to like get a little bit deeper and know a little bit more about her personal brand style, the person can just take the quiz and
Yeah.
can follow the steps I'm taking in to see, right?
Yeah, I would actually want to take that quiz. So I think I'm going to do it. I'll let you know my results, Kristiane.
Okay, yeah, I want to know. Yeah, yeah.
And then everybody on the show who's watching, like you said, and listening later here on the podcast, they can check the show notes to find out where they can access that quiz, the ebook, and the training. So that sounds like a lot of great information right there for those people who are watching us. This is awesome. Okay, so we've given us those tips. We know where to find all this information. And then, Kristiane, how do we actually find you? Do you have like an Instagram or Facebook? What do you prefer people
Yeah.
find you? Mm-hmm.
So I have a Facebook, I have Instagram. I'm Kristiane Charrier everywhere. Kristiane
Okay.
Charrier, and I have a website, kristianecharrier.com. Simple.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll put all that stuff in the show
Yeah.
notes as well.
Mhm.
Are there any other strategies, tips? You know what? Maybe using me as an example. Do you want one thing that you could tell about me right now? And I'm open. Like, be
But
ruthless, be
come on,
honest.
we need to talk about the
Because I
cards.
know I already know one thing you're going to say because we talked about it before. But one thing I could do right now to be closer to my personality and my brand, whether it be clothing or my hair, whatever. Could you give me a quick tip to show the audience what you do, some of your magic?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So absolutely, and I know we got this conversation before. So
I know, I know.
so are you ready?
Yes, I think so. Go
So
for it.
easy things, the easiest things I would say that you can do right now. Like right now, you post a video, you go do it, and you come back. Just joking.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just is the colors. Black is a very prestigious color, but black also carries mystery. At the same time, it can show luxury, it can carry mystery. So mystery is totally opposite to someone who wants to show that, you are joyful, open, optimist, you know what I mean? Optimistic, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So black is not like, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean at all that you cannot wear black, because everybody wear black anyway. I mean, yeah, me, very, 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 very rare. But everybody most of the time wear black. But something really important with colors is that everything around your face, everything around here, this area. You can do on the
Mm.
bottom, you can do exactly whatever you want. But everything around your area, like your face area, is going to impact your emotion. Is going to impact your look, your appearance, right? Your, I don't know how you say that, but
Appearance, yeah.
yeah, no, not appearance. Is your mood,
Ah,
your emotion,
okay.
your mood, yeah. And the colors you're using, whether you want them, you want it or not, are sending a different, message to your audience. So black is going to put a little bit of distance. You don't want that. If you want to be
Oh,
someone who is going to show that, oh,
I want to
I
connect.
know someone, yeah, you want to connect. So black is not black is one of the color when we do image consulting. Let's say
Yes.
someone, let's say you have a young lady, maybe she just take a position in the corporate world. I'm going to take your word. She took a position in the corporate world, and she has people in her team who are older than her, right? So we are going to play with black in that situation to make the distance, to create that distance between her and her audience. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you, yeah. So in your case, that's not the message you want. You want people to come to you, right?
Right.
So black is something you will need to use less,
Yes.
use more color. Or, I know. Or
Okay. I do like black, but I do have other colors. So, okay.
but if you have like a lot of things, black things, you can also play with accessories. You don't necessarily need to be all colorful if you don't like colors. Because again, it's still
Hmm.
important to whatever you're going to do, whatever your strategy is going to be, it's really important that you remain close to who you are, because that's the only way you can keep it sustainable, right? Like you can keep
Yeah.
it. So we want to make sure that you are close to who you are. So I know
Yes.
people who are very black, which is not bad. If this is your personality, it's not bad at all. But according to your goals, remember, you need to speak the audience. You need to make sure that the message you're sending is going to, align with what you want people to see from you. So
Right.
if you are a black person using a lot of black and things, and you don't necessarily want to go colorful, you have accessories. Scarves. It's a great way to break, the black effect on your face. You can use earrings, colorful earrings. You can use necklaces. You can use scarves. Those things. You have a lot of things. You can use your color.
Right.
You can use your hair as well to bring some color in the
Yeah.
thing.
See, that's why I
So
thought you were going to go with it first, because I know we had the hair discussion, because I go from curly to straight a lot. And I do have to say, Kristiane, that since you told me about how you think I should go curly, I've gotten nothing but great compliments every time I show pictures of my curly hair. So, and I do love my curls. It's just, I love being straight as well, because straight always to me seems more professional and sleek, especially when I get my fresh blow dry, my blowout. It's just, it always makes me feel amazing. But the curls are very unique and they do set me apart. So maybe I've been thinking about leaning more into my curls here.
I have something that I say to my girls, like because my daughters, they are 9.5 and 11, and they're always, oh mom, I want to, I want to do this, I want to do, I can't wait to have this age to be able to do this and that and that. And I always tell them the best result you're gonna have in your life, whatever you're going to do, beauty related, is everything closest to the natural one. Why? Yeah, why? Because this, like your creation, you are a piece of art already. You know what I mean? Your
That's
gene
good.
already built everything, and everything is totally coherent, right? Like harmonious. And let's talk about the color, for example. When you change your color, your hair color, you need to you need to make sure that you don't go too far from what you have naturally, especially the roots like this. Like when you have like again, I'm doing a
My
image
dark roots, I know. I love it though. I'm so used to it. But you know what? Maybe it is time for a change. You never know. You never know.
Oh, actually, if you are good with that, that's okay, Rebecca. You don't have to. Another thing, seriously, that's another thing I want to also say. Let people know that it's not because Christian is saying that this is not like that, or like
Right,
that.
right,
Actually, don't. It's not like there is no don't do. You know what I mean? I teach the rules. I show you what you could do, what is
yeah,
basically naturally more harmonious. but then you do exactly what you want to do, because it's all depend on your personality. Again, it comes back.
Right.
If you have the personality to assume the contrast, then it's okay. Let me tell you, because sometimes according to your position and sometimes according to your work, your goal, your vision, you want to be someone different. You want to be totally at the opposite of your natural side. It's still okay, since you
Right.
have the, since you are aware that you want to do it consciously, right? Let's say I
Hmm.
want to take an example about Lady Gaga, for example. Lady Gaga, she has, Lady Gaga, right? Everybody
Oh, of
knows.
course, everyone knows.
So Lady Gaga, I cannot show you right now, but yeah, I wish we had a photo. But Lady Gaga, normally, like if she goes natural, she's going to be like a common beauty. Like you can cross her in the street and you will not stop and say, because she will look like normal. Everybody is normal, right?
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
Lady Gaga, she built an avatar around her personality. She built that personal brand. So she's doing everything that is getting her very, at the opposite of a natural size. So you can see her, you can notice her, you can see that she's different. So according to your goal, the situation, the cases, sometimes you want to do that on purpose, right?
Right. Right. It sets you apart, makes you look different. So,
Exactly. But if you
like you
have the
said,
personality if you have the personality to assume it,
right. Yeah.
do it. Do
And
it.
of course, especially with social media, everyone's on there and there's hundreds of pictures. So as people are scrolling through and immediately seeing that one, they get that 20-second view of your profile picture, that can make and break, a new connection right there for you. So if you have something very eye-catching, I could definitely see that happening. I know that's how I scroll too, because I'm like, oh, he looks interesting or she looks fun. What is she up to? And so a lot of times I'll do it that way. And you're right. The picture does say 1,000 words. So
It does. It does. My only recommendation is make sure that whatever you're doing is really close to who you are. Because if you are doing things that are not close to who you are, you're gonna
yeah.
feel bad. People are gonna feel it. That's I think that's the case is that I studied the most of the time is that they create a personal brand that they cannot handle naturally. Like we cannot meet you, like I was talking about Lucy. We cannot see you on the street and have the sensation that we know you, because you'll be
Right.
such a different person, right? So it's the way you are, like if you're crazy, just be crazy. you know and
Exactly.
then that's how it is. But we really need to make sure that whatever we do, stay close to who we are.
That's awesome, Kristiane. These are really great ideas and really great strategies, guys. I hope you're keeping these in mind and maybe even practicing. I would even say experiment. I'm a huge experimenter. I love playing around and seeing how things feel and how, things come together. So if who knows, maybe those of you listening and watching want to actually play around with some of these strategies that Kristiane is giving you. Maybe take a before and after photo. I love before and afters. And you can send them to lifeelevatedcoach@gmail.com. And who knows, we might select a couple to put up on the podcast page. And so, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun just to see what people come up with. That'll be a
Yeah.
lot of fun. All right, Kristiane, well, thank you so much for being with us. We're going to let everybody know where to find you. This is definitely being, very informative. So I'm pretty sure all the ladies and gents out there are listening to this are going to get some value out of this. And I cannot wait to do your quiz. And, who knows, maybe the next time I
You
have you
never
on my
know.
show, maybe I'll be a
And
redhead next time. Who knows?
no, actually, the only thing when you do colors, like last tip for people, the only thing when you do colors is that you need to go, like if you want to lighter your roots, go 2 tones lighter, no more than that, because it will actually,
Okay.
unless you really want it, unless you really want it. But again, when you go too far from what you are naturally, you take the risk to make yourself look sick. Oh, so
Right. Well, Kristiane, you are beautiful, and I'm so excited that you were on this show to let us know how we can step up and how to improve our image and to really, put ourselves out there in a better way, in a brighter way, and more joyful and being more true to ourselves. So
yes,
that's an amazing message. I
more
absolutely love that.
authenticity. Yeah.
More true to ourselves. Yeah. And so thank you so much, Kristiane. I cannot wait to take the quiz, like I said. And I'm just so thankful that I got to have you on the show today. It was a beautiful Wednesday. And I can't wait to see big things happening for you. I'm going to keep in touch with you. And again, everybody on Facebook who joined us live, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Rebecca. Bye.